Hello, and first let me welcome you to our amazing company and organization. Our My Life Leaders team is just literally one of the fastest growing teams within our company. Trenant, which is really just impacted so many of our lives. My name is Andre Moronian, and I have the pleasure of helping you launch your business with a very simple 1, 2, 3 system strategy that has created so many Jeep drivers and will continue to do that and even help people rank beyond that. As you probably know by now, that one of the greatest strategies in building your Trinant business here with Team My Life is to focus on creating Jeep drivers. Well, this will help you do just that. Step one is to help you get that Jeep, and then beyond that, ultimately create more and more Jeep drivers. And this tool and many others within and embedded within our mylifeleaders.com website, you can literally just forward everybody that you ever have that becomes a love it in your business, right? Somebody that becomes a distributor after the experience can ultimately just visit the site and launch their business the exact same way and get just a host of tools that are available for you. So I'm just going to start flying through all of this and just talk to you about what you need, right? So the first person that you ultimately need to recruit is yourself, right? You can't get somebody else excited about something if you're not in. Now, we understand that over time, you end up getting more and more engaged as your vision enhances more and more, and you get more experiences, more like it's, more love it's, right? You get a paycheck. All of that is great, but you have to mentally be in. There is a level of commitment that you have to make. Now, we're not saying that you have to walk away from jobs, but you know what? I always like to, mention the comment that just impacted me in my early days, and that is, look, isn't it interesting that people are willing to spend 40 hours a week on an income, but when you're presenting them with a dream, it's sometimes tough to get an hour or two out of them a week. And you just have to understand that we're here to help you. This team is here to help you, but you got to meet us at least halfway, and you have to be committed, right? It is a consistent effort around your schedule, a no sales required approach, a sharing opportunity, but you have to just remain consistent, right? Perseverance will win, and we're going to talk about that as we go. You got to determine what your why is. What is the reason that you're actually doing this? I understand money, but it has to be greater than that. And I love this saying, I'll either find a way or I'll make one. And that is what happens when you ultimately have a why that is large enough. Think about raising kids, right? Failure is not an option, right? Don't you share the same philosophy? I'll either find a way to raise them or I'll make a way to raise them, right? I mean, that's what this is about. So you have to come into your business with that kind of non-negotiable, I'm not going to lose attitude. I'm going to do what it takes. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff, and I'm not going to let the day-to-day ups and downs that happen, by the way, with any business, with anything I've ever done before, knock me ultimately out of the box. Now, one thing, some preparation items, some philosophies that have really helped our organization stand alone and grow at the pace that we have. And that is this philosophy that your first three are the best three. Now, what does that mean? Your first three are the best three. Well, it has to do with the concept of the first three people that we're ultimately going to bring into your organization or help you find as a love it, right? We share it for like it's and love it's here. You've probably heard that enough times. When you share it through that experience, they either like it and want to become a customer or love it and want to get paid. So what is the first three are the best three concepts? So I'm going to show you, but it's the idea that the most valuable prime real estate positions in your organization are these first three positions, because everybody else that you're going to end up bringing to the table that says they love it after you've given the experience after the three are going to go underneath the first three. So I call it the 1, 2, 3 versus 4, 5, 6 mentality. Like, wouldn't you rather be 1, 2, 3 versus 4, 5, and 6 or beyond? Because 1, 2, and 3 end up benefiting from 4, 5, and 6. So there is a fear of loss or a value for those people that you're thinking about, the initial ones, and on why they benefit. Because if you insist on building your business to higher levels, guess what? There is a huge value for those folks, and we're going to dive into that a little bit more here in a moment. And by the way, it doesn't have to be 4, 5, and 6 like this. You can place people wherever you want, but you get the concept. The fourth, fifth, and sixth are going to go somewhere under the first three, so it makes a lot of sense. Now, here's a question I'm going to ask you, and I want you to be thinking about every time somebody says they love it after the experience, right? We share it for like it's and love it. We do not sell it. So when somebody says they love it and they get involved, one of the things that you want to do is ask the same question I'm going to ask you, and that is the critical question. What rank are you going to achieve to move the needle in your life? Meaning, what is that rank? Now, one of the beautiful things here at Trinant is that you know exactly what you're going to earn when you achieve a certain rank in the company. You know that when you become a Jade, right, with a Jeep, your Jeep Plus residual is $600 a month. There's no question about it. You know that that at Ruby, for example, it's $2,000 a month, right? Jeep Plus residual. You know, you may or may not know, and you probably should get to know the compensation plan, and you can, within this website, go and click on the comp plan video so that you can actually get trained on how that ultimately works. But you know, everyone knows Sapphire is around $5,000 a month. Emerald is $9,500 a month. Diamond is $17,500 a month, so on and so forth. So you got to ask that question, like, what number is it that you're, you know, an income level and rank is going to change things in your life? And then you have to ask yourself, are you dead serious? Not serious, but are you dead serious about making sure you get to that rank so that you can have the quality of life that you ultimately need? And once you answer that question, then what happens is you have now created prime real estate, or a value of your top three spots, because an individual that is going to hit a rank is what I like to call, similar to real estate, pre-construction value. You're going to be building your business. What is pre-construction value? Well, think of a house, right? If you were to buy some property in a neighborhood, right? You were making an investment or some waterfront and so on, and they told you, hey, let me tell you about this project that we're going to build up. The pre-construction value is X. And we know that over time it's going to even potentially be Y, but right now it's X, right? Now they haven't even broke ground on the actual property itself, but they have told you that there's a value, and you may now jump on board with it. Well, Trinant, and within this compensation plan, I think it's so powerful and unique, has created the exact same capability. You have pre-construction prime real estate value on your top three positions based on the answer to this critical question. Here's my point. Let's say $2,000 a month is the answer that will really move the needle in your life. Well, then that tells you that you will become a Ruby. You have to become a Ruby. You will not stop until you become a Ruby. Well, you know what that means? That means that you can go to your first three people and say, let me tell you something. That top spot value, once you understand the comp plan, you'll know that these legs are going to generate in the neighborhood of 4,500 in group volume. So by taking one of these positions, pre-construction already has a value of up to 4,500 in group volume. Let me ask you a question. Think of the three people that you know most, and then you're thinking of right now that you'd love to partner with. Who wouldn't want to start their Trinant business with a pre-construction value of 4,500 group volume? It's like telling them, look, get in and you have this. Why? Because I won't stop until I hit Ruby, because I said I need to do that. I'm doing it with you or without you. Imagine Sapphire, $5,000 a month, right? Based on a 25,000 in total volume, but you can understand that top spot value could be up to 11,250 in group volume, right? So depending on the answer to what, and I just give you a few of them here, depending on the answer to what you give to that critical question, right? You immediately created top spot pre-construction value, right? That you can leverage with people that are coming. Now, again, there's one big fat asterisk here, and that is you don't quit, right? Look, I did the same thing with me. Like, I'm going for Blue Diamond, right? I'm a Blue Diamond. I just am getting the paperwork out of the way. What does that mean in the comp plan? That means that these three positions are worth up to 400,000 in group volume on a monthly basis. Who wouldn't want to start a business with 400,000 in group volume, right? Well, it isn't. You haven't even broken ground yet. I understand. But a year from now, you're going to wish you did, right? Because of what I'm going to do. It's independent of you. Now you jump in here, we're going to take it to a whole nother level. That kind of mentality can really help you identify these three people very, very quickly. I hope you understand that, okay? Now, The recommended starter pack. When you get started with Trinant, you can get anything you want. We just recommend on Team My Life the following. We recommend on a strategy that, look, once you start a business, you go from being a customer to an owner. And owner mentality matters. Customer does too, but you are an owner now. You own your own business. And any business owner thinks in terms of a return on investment or an ROI. So we believe in the philosophy. Look, if you want to get other products that you ultimately like or want to be able to take advantage of, that's great. But at least initially, for your 200 in volume, if you're going off after the builder bonuses, only buy impact products for your 200 volume. Our recommendation for the best ROI is below. And again, this is within this site that you can actually dive in and read a little bit more within the site. But as you can see here, we recommend, you can do what you want to do, but this is our recommendation. 3 bottles of Soothe, 2 bottles of Life, 1 bottle of the topical relief, right? And then the TV support service. Between those, you will end up with a volume that allows you to ultimately take advantage of the builder bonuses. But more importantly, you have now taken product, impact product that elicits an emotional response right now, not right later. That's the beauty. That's one huge key component of why Trinant is exploding right now, is that people don't have to wait till later to find out whether these products make a difference, right? You can apply 2 drops of Soothe. You can show the pudding demonstration. You can actually allow somebody the ability to put some relief on their body someplace topically, or demonstrate the value of the enhanced television entertainment and ultimately get a reaction right now. And what I love about this model is that if you look below, you can literally share this product that you have brought and put into action 500 times. Actually, arguments could be made that it could be larger than that, but you get the point. 500 times. How great is it that your initial starter pack could literally expose 500 people, right, through an experience, not a sale, right? Do you have pain, right? Do you know anybody with digestion issues? Let me show you what happens, right? This one's pain as well, and so on. 500 times. What ultimately happens? Again, all because you chose. Now, if you want to get other products for personal testimony and use, go ahead. But again, from the business hat that I'm asking you to or at least recommending you to take on, that's the mentality. This has been the formula that has worked, and what ultimately occurs is that you move your product that you now have into action. It equals action. So think about it this way, right? Watch how this could actually get you to at least the Jade level where you can qualify for your Jeep. Check this out. With 500 sharets, right? Now, I'm not saying you have to do this in a day, a week, or a month. I'm just saying your product can turn into 500 people that you've literally shared and not sold to. Really neat. So you use your impact products to demo to at least 500 people. Do you believe that it's simple enough that 30, only 30 after all of them, again, minimally, would get at least 30 customers? 30 would say, no, I like it, I want to use it, and that would max you out at the customer pay. There's literally no scenario where you would not hit the 35% CP pay max, which would generate you an income of at least $350 a month just on the 30 like-its alone. Powerful. But again, now I believe, and many have proven, that it'll be more than 30. We're talking about minimal. We also believe, and I'm sure you would, that by the time you've shared it properly, not sold it with 500 people, that 12 people would say, why do you get to have all the fun? I want to get paid on this too. You would get at least 12 people to sign up as a distributor after sharing. Well, you will hit Jade minimally by doing that. Sponsor 3 that love it and place your other 9 under your first 3. Here you have it. You would get your 200 in volume. You would have that already. Why? Because you picked up your recommended pack that we talked about. You would take your first 3 prime real estate pre-construction folks that probably jumped in first because they knew you were about to do some damage, right? Based on what we talked about before. You would take your other 9 and place them under the first 3, and you will be Jade Jeep qualified, where you will get a $250 residual and $350 Jeep stipend, accomplished entirely by sharing your product, the original product that you picked up that we recommended. That is what we're talking about, folks. and ROI. And again, there are people that are going well beyond Jade by doing this. They're getting, getting closer to Pearl when they're done. But again, the idea is this is something that people can gravitate towards as a nice formula that you can focus on, that anyone can do. Sharing is simple. Do you have pain? Do you have digestion issues? Are you tired of having limited entertainment? Whatever it is, you can take advantage of that. Now, how we get this done? What's the strategy? That's just high level, right? So how do we get this done? Well, we always stick to the system. And one thing that we do here on Team My Life is that we always have this 1, 2, 3 style, or 1, 2, 3 system. Launch your business 1, 2, 3 style. This document is available on this website, right? If you just click on the 1, 2, 3 system link right above, you can go there and download the 1, 2, 3 system. You will be able to take advantage of looking at that document and ultimately follow along with me. You want this document printed off. You want to take ownership of it, and we're going to break down exactly what happens next. Now, this is just breaking this document apart in pieces so that you can see it easier. So the 1, 2, 3 launch sheet works like this. The first thing you want to do is you want to write down your why. Write it on the back of the document. Turn it over and just write it down. Just talk about the things that are going to make you move, right? Why are you doing this? Money is not a good enough reason, okay? Money is a byproduct of doing some great things, but it's about what if money as an issue was taken out of your life, how would you ultimately spend your time now? That's where your why needs to come from. It should be emotional. And there's an old saying, if your why does not make you cry, it is not big enough. We're going to break down the health and wealth success system. This is all about staying consistent with Trenant's fantastic 360-degree view on your life. It's not just about helping you make money. It's about getting you healthy and making you wealthy in the end, retirement and so on. And our unbelievable, like nothing else, share it, or we're going to talk about loan it, for like it's and love it's, right? That's all we do. You have to understand that most other opportunities out there are all sell it oriented, which means you have to learn a pitch. You need to learn how to handle objections. You need to learn how to this and that. With our impact product lead, it is critical you understand that the impact of the products do all the talking for us. We've literally had distributors that have gone out there and pitched nothing and just said, do you have pain? Let me give you this, or utilize the impact product. And it impacted the individual so much that they were just like, I don't have questions. I can't believe what I just witnessed or what I just experienced. I need this for myself. Okay, that is when look, why is a pitch needed? Why is talking needed? It's because, my theory is because your product doesn't necessarily do all the talking alone. So it requires you to bridge that gap. But what if that product took your pain, like we've seen with people that are at a level 9 out of 10, down to a 0 in 30 minutes or less? There's no, it's like a mic drop, right? There's nothing else to talk about. That's what I love about it. So as I'm going to talk about the system, and then we're going to talk about the plan, right? So the system is very important here. And this is probably one of the most forgotten components. And that is to set the tone in the beginning. Before you start, you want to make the statement, I'm going to share this with you. And after we're done and I answer your questions, I'll finalize by asking you if you like it or you love it. If you like it, you want it. And if you love it, you want to get paid on it. It is critical that you set that tone in the beginning, because from a psychology perspective, in the end, on the back end afterward, they're already expecting you're going to ask them if they like it or love it. It's simple. It's non-confrontational. It's non-salesy. I literally have ended my demonstrations with people just going, okay, Bob, like it or love it. That is very simple for anyone to be able to do. And how we do that is we first choose an impact product. What is the impact product, that you want to utilize? Pick that one. Maybe you gravitate towards one. Maybe you have a personal testimony for one. Whatever it is, choose one of them. You don't have to share all of them. If you don't want to, you can. But the idea is you choose that impact product, and then you start by stating what I said before. Then what you're going to do is you're going to share it or loan it. Do demonstrations, right? If you're utilizing the life pills, you want to use a snack pack pudding demo, the water solubility test for the Soothe drops, and then obviously a remote for the entertainment aspect. Okay, now in order to learn how to do these demos properly, we have videos on this site under the training tools section that show you how to properly do the pudding demo and what to say and some great things that can help you along with it to kind of make it flow. Same with Soothe, same with TV, okay? But again, the critical component, don't sell. Answer their questions until they're done, and you always end with the final question, like it or love it. If they like it, you sign them up as a customer. If they love it, sign them up as a distributor. And remember, there's always these amazing testimonials that are great added value. You must be invited to the group, so you want to make sure that you do it, but you can invite your potential customers or like-its or your distributors and love-its to this group. It's Health Wealth Community, and once you're in it, you can invite people to it. And the only reason people need to be invited is to avoid spamming people just joining and doing whatever they want. So it's really a nice, there's over 50, 60,000 people within this group, okay? Learn appropriate demonstrations at mylifeleaders.com, which you're probably already at, by accessing this video in the first place, okay? Now, let's talk about the 3 components now, all right? Now that you understand how we do it, now's the plan. There's 3 steps. Step number 1 is to identify at least 10 people who like it and 3 people who love it. We're going to use a formula of 50 impact share-its. Again, utilizing the product that you want. We put this image up here because we have found these 2 milliliter bottles that are really great on Amazon. Many people are out there, they buy this pack of 50. It's like $16 for this pack of 50. And we're taking the Soothe bottles that have 100 drops in them, putting 2 drops in every single one of these 2 milliliter droppers. And then we fill them up with water because you can't get 2 little drops back out of this thing. But because it's water soluble, which by the way is a value add for our product, right? We're filling them up. Now, again, this is just to talk about the CBD, but if you're utilizing the life pills or whatever, you take a look at how to properly demonstrate this and share it. But again, people will open this up and take it like a shot. And I love it because there's 50 of them, which allow you, if this is one of your impact products, you can literally use this and make sure you just get rid of them all and ask yourself, will I have 10 people who like it and 3 people that say they love it after those 50 impact share-its? Again, focus on 50 share-its as soon as you possibly can, and you want to focus on auto ships only. Now, again, Trenant offers you the ability to get it one time or monthly, but it costs them nothing to cancel. They can just do it at any time they want. But what I love about auto ships is that you don't have to worry about going back and seeing if they're going to order again. Let them have the convenience of ordering now, and then it just reorders automatically next month. And if they don't want it next month, they can just literally manage that on their own. But again, if you build an organization with auto ships, your volume keeps coming in every month and it makes your life a heck of a lot easier. So you want to focus on auto ships. And then what you do is one of the most important components of this box or of this section is to check the boxes. Okay. We check boxes here on Team My Life. Okay. Check the boxes when you get 10 independent auto ship customers of any kind, right? As you do that, you check the boxes, all right? Same with locking in your 3 prime real estate spots, okay? When you get the 3 directly sponsored individuals, we've talked about some of that strategy before, right? You check these boxes. When you're done, you're gonna have 200 in external personal volume. Why is that important? Because on this team, we believe that if you have 200 in external volume, now you're just purchasing what you need for your business, and now you're just purchasing what you need for yourself instead of purchasing what you need in the comp plan. We want that 200 external and personal volume coming through your external customers, and then you're just getting what you need. It's psychologically, it's such a better position to be in. It's a great feeling, and you're getting a paycheck every single month because of these customers. And then the 3 people, they're each going to have their 200, 200, 200, right? Because they're going to probably pick up the recommended starter pack. So you will literally have 200 in external PV with 600 group volume in your organization. Your prime real estate will now be established after you're done, meaning you can't finish these 13 boxes without it. Now, our recommended best way for you to kick this thing off is to have a home meeting. Get a bunch of people together in one spot, and we're going to talk about how you do that, how you invite, and so on. But look, many people out there are busy. We understand that. But rather than getting in front of 10, 15, 20 people, why not do what many of our top people have done and fast starters have done? And they just literally schedule a meeting 5 to 7 days out, invite a bunch of people in one place so you can condense your time frames. Because here's what I know. Whether I'm sitting in a room by myself or I'm sitting in a room with 25 people in it, what I'm going to be is what I'm going to be. Meaning if I like it, I'm going to like it. If I love it, I'm going to love it. But the difference is if I'm in a room with 25 people, you spent 1 hour for 25 people versus 25 hours for each person. It's a smarter way to build and really makes it happen and can be very contagious for the people that are getting started to go, my gosh, something big is happening. Now, by the way, if you establish your first 3 prime real estate people, right, 1, 2, and 3 in advance, and you tell them, I have a meeting 7 days from now that I'm bringing everybody else in, it makes it even easier for that individual to want that pre-construction value because they're going to go, my gosh, you're not even waiting for me. You got a meeting already set up, and whoever's taken those 3 spots benefits from it because that automatically becomes 4, 5, and 6. Again, really smart way to build your business, okay? Now, creating a list, especially for the people that are your top 3, right? But anybody else, look, I believe in not just going after people that you think need it. You want to go after people that are the highest level folks that you know. And I call it the WHIP list, right? It stands for work ethic, hunger, integrity, and personal power. I want you to start by making a list of at least 100 people, everybody you know, and that should grow from there because, and I know you know a lot of people. We'll talk about why in a little bit, but I want you to put a W next to anybody that has work ethic. You know them like they're known, like this person, when they go to work, man, they go to work. Somebody that's hungry, meaning they once were making 6 figures a year. Now they're down to 50. They want that lifestyle back, right? They've been through a lot and they're just really ready to make a difference, right? Again, put an H next to those people. Might be different people. Some people might have both. Some people might have one or none, right? Those that have integrity. These people are very respected. They know that if they make a decision to do something, they don't even have to question themselves, right? The people that get introduced through them don't even have to question whether it's real because that person doesn't touch anything unless it screams integrity. And those with personal power, people that ultimately are able to influence communities through their action. Maybe they're in a leadership position that gives them that personal power. Maybe they're just that way in how they present themselves. But you want to put a W, H, I, and P. For those individuals that have all 4, you need to target them as your top 3 because those people will literally help explode your business, right? And you share it the exact same way with everybody, right? So you're going to have some with all 4 letters, some with 3, 2, 1, and some with none. Doesn't mean you don't talk to everybody, but it's a great way for you to strategize and target the people that you're ultimately looking for. And I'll tell you this, if you have 3 people directly sponsored you that are all WHIPs, they're all whips, all of them, right? All 3 of them, your business is see you later because they have everything they need and it's going to go. Okay. Again, just think about it, but keep in mind, don't be discouraged if you don't have people that have all these 4 because every person you know knows somebody that does too, right? So that can happen too, and you can benefit from it that way. Now let's talk about the approach. What do I say to people when I get my meeting locked and loaded? All right. This is a very simple concept of a script that you can say. It's non-confrontational, but I use a 3-step approach to make it happen. I always compliment the individual. I want to say something really nice about them, right? Why? Because it really breaks those barriers down and it gets them to understand why you thought of them in the first place. For example, I've always wanted to do business with you. Again, if it makes sense and it's true, right? Bob, I've always wanted to do business with you. At some point, you cut into that, right? Or you've always been great with people. You and I work well together. I've always been impressed with you. And then maybe why? Your integrity is impeccable. See, you literally can lead with something that's truthful about them, and that kind of breaks that barrier down. And then we get into setting the tone, the approach. I found the most incredible company that has products that literally require no sales. We simply share them, and on the spot, people either like it or love it. If they like it, they want it. And if they love it, they want to make money on it. It's that simple, right? And then finally, the commitment. You've got to experience this for yourself. I'm gathering some of my best people so they can get a leg up on what's happening in this market before I expand further. The timing is perfect, and I want to position you in front of what's about to take place. Now, again, This applies not just to the first 3 people for prime real estate pre-construction value, but also for those that go to your meeting, because they're in the beginning stages of what you're going to do. This is all truthful and all great, but notice you're literally telling them you want to give them an experience. In some cases, you might be in a position where you want to give them the experience before they come. Well, I'm in a lot of pain, or you know something about them where it might make sense. Well, guess what? Lead with the experience. Where people fall short in this approach is they don't stop here. They continue. They try to talk about it. And we talk about share it, no sales required, share it for like it's and love it's. But then the new distributor says, you know what? I'm just going to get into it more. And that's where it sometimes can end up going real downhill. What happens if they ask questions? Well, you want to be ready to pass them to experts. Experts, I would say, are anybody that is Jeep qualified. That's documented. They're a Jade or higher. You want to be ready to pass them to experts so they can help move that individual to a commitment to your meeting or to a one-on-one presentation, right? But how do we do that? I always learned this one statement: great question, what I'm going to do. And that allows me to transition into who I'm going to get them to. So you asked me the question like, well, how much does it cost to get started? You know what? That's a great question. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to somebody that I'm working with that is helping me lead the expansion of the company and is already qualified for leadership ranks. And I just want to give you 2 to 3 minutes, get you on the phone for 2 to 3 minutes so that he or she can explain a little bit more about what's going on, because I'm brand new, but I want you to see it. And I'm just going to tell you, if you can just trust me, just come to my place this, Sunday at 7 o'clock, and we're going to give you the experience. The products will do all the talking, but if you got anything above and beyond that, I'd feel most comfortable if I put you on the phone with that expert. And the key is when you talk about that expert, you want to create a delta difference between you and that expert, in that making that expert more knowledgeable than you. It's called edification. Okay, so that's all you do. Great question. What I'm going to do, no matter what the question is, it works every time. Then we move into number 2. Number 2 is Operation Jeep, where we're going to be focusing on getting you your Jeep, and that's where you help 3, get 3. Help your team share it and loan it, right? Because when you get those 3 people, at least minimally, in that number 1, right? In step number 1, which are the 3 prime real estate pre-construction value folks, right? Well, then you say, well, what do I do with them? Well, they're going to get a document just like this, right? They should get their own 1, 2, 3 launch sheet, right? And when they do, all you're going to do to get your 3 boxes checked, this is how funny and simple and hilarious it is you're going to literally help your 3 frontline associates, right, check off their 13 boxes just like you checked off yours. You're going to say, hey, look, go on to mylifeleaders.com, click on getting started, that launching your business video, right? Go through it, and you're going to learn how to check off all these boxes. And when they do that with their formula of 50, right, now they're checking those boxes. Your 3, they're getting their 3, which is your 3 getting 3. So all you're doing is helping all your people complete number 1 within their launch sheet. It is literally that simple. That's what we do, right? And your job is to support them, help them through that, maybe help walk them through how best to do it. Maybe at this point you are educated enough where you could help them if any of their individuals have questions, help them get people to their meeting, whatever it is. But that's what we do. We support others. You can't get where you want to go if you don't help them get where they want to go. Love that process. But again, help 3 check 13 boxes each. That's it. That's what you do. And now you can check your 3. Okay. Once that's done, you are Jeep qualified, right? You are a Jade, and you are getting a Jeep stipend available to you. And then finally, the 3rd step is setting up for your future. Remember, we talked about Trinot having this fantastic 360-degree view on what it ultimately takes for you to be successful, right? You know what I mean? It's not just about you're making some money today, which most people get started because of that. It's also about you ultimately getting healthy through these wonderful products and getting wealthy through a long-term future. First thing is, you're probably already here, but mylifeleaders.com, you want to visit our team site, right? You want to go into and learn the back office. We have videos that can help you with that, but you want to go in and you want to write in here what your alias is for your own unique store. Trinot.com is for the health products. BrizoPure.com is for the CBD products, but again, it's /something. You created it when you got started. You want to put that in here so you always know what it is at the end. That's how people get tagged to you every time. But in number 3, we have to literally just check 4 more boxes. That's it. So we're at 16 already on your box, on your launch sheet. Now there's 4 more. The first, there's no time limit on it, but you want to do this sooner than later so we can get a customized plan. You want to get your Trinot Blue number. This is critical for your long-term play. It doesn't cost you anything to do. Just get your number, right? Understand what it's going to take for you to properly prepare long-term for your growth and for winning, okay? Get your Trinot Blue number, and how you get it is right within this getting started page on our mylifeleaders.com. Just scroll down and you're going to see a button. As a matter of fact, all 4 of them, right, you can actually do right here on this page. Just scroll further down and you'll actually see a button that takes you straight to how you can get your blue number. Join our podcast for the My Life Works channel, so you can literally download Podbean. But again, you can do that by just scrolling further down on this very site, on this very page you're watching this video within the site. And you can click on it. It takes you straight to the My Life Works channel, and you can get archived trainings forever, right? We run live calls every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, but you can get all the archived calls there. You also want to join our Facebook group, right? The Trinot's My Life team. You literally can scroll further down on this page, and there is a button. Just click it. It takes you straight there, and you can request to join. And then finally, you have to go and attend one of our next up and coming international conventions. This is where anyone that has ever gone to a convention has come back with enhanced vision, understanding, and an ability to say things they could never say before. For example, I met the ownership. I heard from the ownership. I heard it right from the horse's mouth. These are the kinds of things that not only build confidence in you, but help you become more impactful in your local market. Okay, anyone who's anyone goes to a convention in this company, for you to rub shoulders with some of the top people that have ever been in this company and business is so invaluable. And I remember when I went to my very first convention, I went in, just thinking to myself, well, I'm going to make some extra money with this. I think I know I've introduced all the people I could think of to this, and so on. And I met people that were engineers just like me, that had walked away from engineering, that showed me that this is not just a place for me to make extra money. This literally can be my career path. And that's what happened to me, and how I'm even speaking to you today. If I didn't go to my first convention, I would never be here right now talking to you. I can tell you that's the one point when I traverse back in time to that one moment that changed everything for me. It was a convention. So going there, some people think, man, do I really want to spend the money to go to a convention? Listen, it's not about all the reasons you can't go. It's about the one reason you can't afford not to. And ultimately, finally, and by the way, you can get to that as well by scrolling further down, and there's a button for that too, to attend a convention. Just click it. Okay, you can literally check these 4 boxes by scrolling down further on our site and just clicking the 4 of them, going in and doing what you need to do, and it's all done, right? And those are your 20 boxes. Laminate when complete and show others. This is probably my favorite part about all of this. When the document is complete, you want to keep it, you want to laminate it, because there's some real value to be able to show people that you sit down with in the future. Imagine 3 months, 6 months, 12 months from now, and you're sitting down with somebody and you're saying, listen, Bob, I'm not asking you to do something that I didn't do myself. In fact, and you pull out yours. You go, here's my original launch sheet with my why in the back and my boxes checked. And by showing that to somebody that is eventually going to be on your future team is so powerful that it's going to get people to go, why am I going to go and swim upstream? Why am I going to go against the grain? Why don't I just follow this proven system that has created so many Jeep drivers? We are creating Jeep drivers faster than literally any company, any team out there. And the reason has to do with this 1, 2, 3 launch. And those that follow it to the letter are the ones that are winning. Those that are not, look, they're adding a tremendous amount of time to their journey, and in many cases aren't making it at all. Now, you're going to check your 20 boxes, and our philosophy is that at that point, you are well on your way to freedom. That's what we're doing here, and this team is proud to assist in your journey in that area. Let's just quickly talk about common misconceptions. I don't know anyone. That's not true. If I took your cell phone right now, There's probably at least 2,000 names in there. It's not that you don't know anyone. It's that your belief, right? You haven't recruited yourself enough where you believe everyone needs it. Okay, everyone, right? I ran out of people. I would couple that back up. But again, nobody runs out of people. That would be like you're not leaving your home ever again and you're never going to meet anybody new. Okay, so you can't run out of people, right? There's always somebody in pain. There's always somebody that has a digestion issue. There's always somebody that wants to be healthier. There's always somebody that wants to be wealthier. There's always somebody that literally is interested in entertainment. That is just you selling yourself short. Again, I'm just telling you what you need to hear. May not be what you want to hear, but it's going to help you get where you want to go, right? They wouldn't be interested. Big common misconception. Well, they wouldn't be interested because they make a lot of money, or they're not into this and that. I cannot tell you over my 20 years in this industry how many times I've run into somebody that shocked me that they were interested, and not only interested, got involved and made a real impact in the business. And I look back and go, thank God I did not prejudge them. Don't make the decision for people. You listen, that isn't even right. Like, you and I aren't even friends. If you consider yourself one of my friends and you make the decision for me to the point where you go, Andre wouldn't be interested, and you don't even ask me, and I find out later, I'd be upset with you. Don't do that. Look, everyone's a big boy and girl, right? We're all adults. We can make our own decisions. Just share it. Let them know they're going to either like it or love it, and let it happen the way it's going to happen. You'll be blown away with what you see. Different process for close contacts. Well, Andre, I understand this is the launch sheet. I hear this all the time, but this is the launch sheet. But this is my sister. This is my brother, my cousin. I have to do it differently. Oh, no. On the contrary, it's because they're your sister or brother or cousin that you need to follow it even more. You see, the reason this process is critical is because in many cases, like, I mean, do you think you're the only one that has a sister or brother or cousin? I mean, this system is weather tested for years, and it considers all of that. As a matter of fact, a lot of times it's because they're a sister or brother that they want to argue with you. They'll want to get into it with you. My brother, my sister, as much as I love them, don't necessarily look at me the same way as you may. Why? Because we grew up together, and that just changes the dynamic. So please understand, it is for those people as well. People have seen this and nobody said yes. Yeah, well, normally when I hear that from somebody, they talk to one person that saw it, and then now they're saying everybody hasn't, and they're mentally knocking themselves out. Folks, you are going to get people that are going to see it. You're going to get people that are not. It's not about everybody. It's about finding a few. As a matter of fact, it's about finding 3, right? I mean, that's really all we need to do. And just have faith that the law of large numbers will never fail you, right? You introduce it to 50 people. I love it when people come up to me. I don't love it, but it's kind of sarcastic. But people come up to me and I say, listen, 50 share it. And they get to their 3rd share it and they don't have somebody, and they're like, I don't know if I want to do this. This is really, I'm nervous. I'm this and that. I'm like, wait a minute. The formula says 50 and you're at 3 and you're already freaking out. That'd be like you opening up a clothing store and 3 people walk into the store and you're already thinking about shutting your store down because 3 people didn't buy a piece of clothing. I mean, you need to know going into it, the formula is 50, not 3. So after 50, then let's talk, right? That's the point. And by the way, we got to make sure that you're doing it the way we train, and this site breaks that down. I need a lot of time to work or not. No, you don't. I mean, just simple. No, you don't, right? Sarah, do you have pain? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is it? Well, how about I give you these 2 drops? Have you heard of CBD? Well, look, let me give you these 2 drops and we'll see what happens 20 to 30 minutes later. Boom, I'm back in to what I'm doing anyway. That is just an excuse at the end of the day. Only people that need money want or not. Yeah, that is so far from true. I cannot begin to tell you. That just means that you think it's easier to talk to people that need money. But what I know about people that have money is they want more. You know one thing about a person that has $1 million? They want 2. And the reason they got to $1 million is because they didn't turn down good opportunities. So I want to get rid of that common misconception for you. And then finally, what else? Well, you want to learn outside of MMT. What's MMT? Money making time. Money making time is sharing. Okay, so you don't want to come in and spend, people come to me and go, well, Andre, I reviewed every single video, every single training. It's been a month. I read the policies and procedures and all the documents and the terms and conditions and the thises and the that's. 30 days have gone by. How many reps do you have? None. How many customers do you have? None. Well, because you went into research mode. Well, yes. Folks, money making time is when other people are around, when you can share. Around that, maybe driving to and from work, maybe late night when people aren't available. You want to go to mylifeleaders.com, which you're probably already at, click training and tools, and watch these key trainings so you can further understand what this is ultimately all about. Compensation plan, you need to know how you get paid, right? You wouldn't accept a job offer and they said, well, come on over here and work your 40 hours and you'll see how you do, right? You got to know the comp plan in detail. We have videos for that. Navigating your back office and your store, right? Ultimately utilizing that. The winning mindset that you need to win all the way, start to finish. The share it for like it and love it process, right? Just at high level, how do we break that down? How does that work? And then demonstrating impact products. And we have many more, but through these videos, this will get you going. But again, you do not need these videos to start checking boxes. I'm just letting you know that's what you could utilize in a big way, okay? So let's make a deal. This is the deal I want to make with you so you can prove our system correct and right, okay? First, off of this, immediately, you're not going to wait. You're going to lock in a date for your home meeting 5 to 7 days out from watching this. Don't wait, right? Well, I'll get to it, or let me schedule it 30 days out so that I can get, no. 5 to 7 days out. We want to strike while the iron's hot. We want to work on your 3 prime real estate spots beforehand. And it makes it a lot easier for you to get those 3 prime real estate spots if they know you have a meeting 5 to 7 days later. Get in. Oh my God, hurry up. You don't have 30 days to get in. I have my meeting in 5 to 7 days, and whoever takes it, right? You understand the concept. And then have a Jade or above in your organization or in your upline, commit and ask them what it would take to get a top My Life leader, somebody that might be an emerald, a diamond, or above, to call into your meeting, Zoom into your meeting, or even show up. They'll give you the numbers. Folks, I've done it, right? I've given numbers, and all of a sudden somebody that puts in so many people into a room, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hop on an airplane. I'm going to be there for it. We have been known to do that on many occasions. But please do yourselves a favor. Look, we're still going to grow. We're still going to keep building. We're still going to be impacting lives. This is for you. This is so that we can continue to showcase that our system works, and I hope this has been helpful for you. I cannot wait to give you a big hug at an upcoming convention as you get recognized for hitting Jade and higher, getting your Jeep at one of our up-and-coming My Life Jeep rallies. Those are going to be great. Wait till you see that. That's going to be a leadership event that's coming. Get to Jade. You'll be able to join us. We'll be announcing those from time to time. Again, we're so excited, humbled, blessed, and privileged to have you a part of what we're doing here. So, hey, good luck to you. Just share it. Have faith in the process. Have faith in your leadership. They understand.